Cause be fucking for real. Be fucking for real.
Yo, let me address the crowd. What the fuck?
Oh my fucking god.
Wildin'. Like wildin'. It's the Bree and D show. Come on, man.
We watched a lot of fucking TV, man.
Wrap
and I
it
got a lot of
up.
fucking notes. Where do you want to go first? Let's do this.
Let's start with you
want to get on Wu-Tang really quickly since we were having the conversation about music?
yeah, and I actually there was something I had wanted to touch base on. When you were talking about like the albums and flopping and stuff like that, I actually wanted to bring in Wu-Tang because we know RZA. We love you, Rakim. But
that song was fucking terrible, and I'm not surprised.
I kind of liked it.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
What do you think of Ashton Sanders as RZA in the show?
So here's the thing. You may follow me with this one. This is how he sounds. He's like, yo, I wanted you to come over to me on the tour. He sounds like when they voice over, when they do the voiceovers for like movies and when they were in Asia. You know how like the movies, but they did an English voiceover. That's what it sounds like. Yo, I brought you on the ferry today to talk to you about putting together a group. And it bothers me.
He definitely fucking sounds like that. So here's the crazy part. The niggas keep going up to Vlad TV for whatever reason. I don't know. Vlad is alright, but like Vlad and Dialogue, the Dialogue YouTube channel is like, yo, he's low key getting y'all niggas to get up there and snitch, but whatever, y'all just gonna keep doing it, so I'm not gonna say shit. So the other day, Chef was on there, Raekwon, and Vlad was like, I feel like the guy playing RZA is trying too hard, and Raekwon definitely agreed with it. He was like, yeah, he's trying to get RZA's voice and energy, and it's just not coming off right. So the last two episodes were Daytona 500, which is a Ghostface song, and A Better Tomorrow, which is the name of a Wu-Tang album, a long-awaited Wu-Tang album that really wasn't all that great. So what do you want to talk about? You go ahead.
So I have a few things I want to say. I want to ask you first of all. You may know the answers to this, you may not. So we know Dave East plays Method Man.
Meth, yeah.
My question is, when he raps, is he just doing a very fucking amazing impersonation of Method Man, or is that a voiceover and they're actually using Method Man's like voice?
No, that's Dave East. That is Dave doing
That's what I was trying to figure out because he is fucking great at it, and I think that Dave East missed his calling. Maybe he should have been an and what do they call him? Impressionist?
Impersonator?
Impersonator. He's great at it.
That only goes so far, though. Like, look, let's be real.
Or maybe he just practiced a fucking lot to do Method Man.
Hold on. I really want to ask this question. And I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I want this question to be asked. And I'm also gonna on Anchor it lets you ask like an audience question. So I want y'all to please respond to this question. How long do we really think Haha, Drewski, and Desi Banks have? How long before this shit is wrapped up for them? Because that shit, like, truthfully, you could own, like, Drewski, whose tour is he on right now? He's like opening or something.
I'm not sure, but I know that he is on tour because he's gonna be here either end of this month, beginning of April. So
because you know who this is just a rebrand of DC Young Fly, ain't it? Like it's pretty fucking close, right?
I find Drewski funny. I didn't find DC Young Fly funny. So
I thought DC Young Fly was funny. The one thing I will say for DC Young Fly, he made it work by getting on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
So when you say Dave East missed his call, and I'm like, no, I think he did. Like, I don't know too many Dave East records. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit there like, no, Dave was hard. I'm like,
he's not a great rapper, but he does have like 2 songs that I like, but he's not a great rapper. What's gonna get Davies very far?
what's that?
His looks. He's very fucking handsome.
Okay.
And that's the honest to God truth. Dave East, he's not a great rapper. And just like you're actually absolutely right. It's only gonna get him so far being, he just did he's really good, and I'm gonna give him his props. He's really fucking great at his as rapping on that on Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
Um being Method Man, they did a great casting for that, but his looks are gonna get him very far. He's very fucking handsome. He has a song called Handsome, and that's actually one of the songs that I like by him. So that with that being said, the guy who's playing ODB,
TJ Adams.
kiss the fucking chef. He's doing a great job. I love it.
He is doing a pretty good job.
I actually always had a crush on ODB. Don't ask
me
why.
That is fucking nuts.
Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I don't know.
You had a crush on Dirty?
Dirk McGurk, yes, he's
Dirk McGurk.
Can you imagine being in a relationship with somebody like him? I mean, not the drugs part.
Have you ever seen the Wu-Tang documentary? It's a 4-part documentary. If you have Showtime, it's on there. It's called Of Mics and Men. And basically a lot of the shit you're seeing on the show, you get to see firsthand in that documentary. Like it plays out there.
I'm gonna have to go watch it. I have not. But he's fucking hilarious. Can you imagine living with somebody like that?
His girl is in there, and she talks about him locking her in the bathroom. A lot of the members of Wu-Tang were 5%ers. So like, if you didn't know the daily mathematics, like niggas would be on your head, especially if you're a 5%er. So he locked her in the bathroom until she knew like daily mathematics and all that shit, and like it was like real. So like when you're like, I wonder what that would be like. No, you can watch the documentary and see exactly what it would be like. Exactly.
Do y'all remember? Like. Was it ODB that was on MTV Cribs?
No, that was you talking about with the really fucked up crib.
And then he was his food stamps. Was that?
No. Okay, so. Dirty MTV did a little thing about Dirty when his album was coming out where they did like a day with him. And he did go around like collecting food stamps and shit like that. The Cribs episode you're referencing is Redman. And Truth came out like a year ago. Redman was like, that is my crib, but I don't live there. He was like, I basically would just stash shit there.
Yeah.
And the niggas and homies would come kick it
like
there.
Vegan now and shit, right?
Redman?
Yes.
I mean, black men, like, we struggle with our health, and the older we get, like,
I'm gonna be real with you. It don't look so good on him. It aged him really bad.
Because he's skinny?
Yes.
Yo, none of us should eat the way we do, and black people especially, because we eat soul food. We eat a lot of the shit that was left over after the big house ate. So,
absolutely. Chitlins, shit like that. That's where, like, and I mean, here's the thing, you guys. You got to remember, I am from New Orleans, so, of course, food is my thing. I fucking love food. Food makes me happy. And I'm a heavier girl. I'm pretty thick out there, so, but he's absolutely right. That's where a lot of our chitlins, what's that? I like hoghead cheese, hog maw, shit like that.
I love hoghead cheese. I'm like, how can you eat this shit?
I fucking love hoghead cheese. I love hoghead cheese. That shit is you'll hear some people saying shit like, oh, that's slave food. I guess if you want to be technical about it, it is. We got the leftover shit as after the big, which sucked because, our people were the ones making the good shit and we got the bad shit. But we made the most of it, right? So Derek is absolutely correct. But boy, I tried chitlins as a fucking adult, and
you gotta throw a gang of hot sauce on chitlins.
No, I could eat it without the hot sauce. I fucking love chitlins, but I'm a unique individual. Like, and I know Derek always, not Derek, but a lot of people always like to correct me when I say this type of shit. But I'm gonna just throw it out there. Black people as a whole, we don't like to try new shit. Me, I'm not that type of person. I want to try any and everything. If I don't like it, I just don't have to eat it again. I'm a unique individual. I was 2 years old eating like oysters and shit. Oysters is one of my favorite foods. So,
oysters are so fucking slimy.
See, and I love it. I fucking love it. I will literally like Everybody makes the joke. Like anytime I go to a restaurant that's oysters, and they can order it for me. Oh, go ahead and give her, a dozen oysters because I'm going to fucking down them. I like oysters raw, fried, charbroiled, any kind of way you can have it. I will eat them. Except for when I go to a Chinese buffet, they have a weird taste for some reason. I don't know why, but every time I went to a Chinese buffet and ate oysters, they had a weird taste. But you know. I don't even know how we got here. What we just be
I don't either, but
rambling on. But
um,
back to Wu Tang. Um, okay, so I love it. My actual favorite episode. Now, I may be biased again because I said I had a crush on ODB. My favorite episode was ODB's episode when he was, Dirk McGurk, and they had he what did he have to kill? What remind me, Derek? He had to kill the dude from Soul Train. What was his name again?
Don Cornelius. They
Yes,
have
because he was
King
a
Woodbine
fucking
as Don
robot.
Cornelius. Yo, so the fucked up thing is, if y'all have Hulu, go on there and there's this like 10-part, it may be more than 10 episode thing about like the hidden scandals of Playboy and shit like that. So not only did we know that Bill Cosby was doing some wild shit, because there's a Bill Cosby documentary on Showtime as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the Cosby one first, and then I watched the Playboy one. So I knew that he had some shit going on at the Playboy Club, drugging women there. Come to find out, not only was it him, Don Cornelius did too. He locked up a Playboy bunny in his basement and shit like that. And also Jim Brown, who was thought of to be the greatest running back in the NFL history of the NFL, him as well. So it's like, damn, 3 of our black men was wilding the fuck out.
Well, here's the thing again, and not to touch too much on this.
Hugh Hefner's a wild motherfucker himself.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We could talk about this another episode, Derek, to get more deeper into it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to give credence to it. It's just like,
yeah, with
like
that
Brian
type
Cornelius
of shit,
now is like, oh fuck.
I low key don't think like when like when Derek says, oh, he had Playboy bunnies locked up in his basement and shit. A part of me doesn't feel like that shit was like, what's the word I'm looking for here? What's the words I'm looking for here? I don't feel as though it was one of those things where they kidnapped them and raped. I'm sorry, kidnapped them and locked them in the basement. And that's just me being completely honest. I think nowadays we frown upon a lot of shit, but back then it was different, and I think that's why things are coming out the way they are.
Fuck, Rick James did that shit. He was burning that bitch.
That's what I was just about to say. Him and his girlfriend. I was just about to say that. But he went to prison for that. He did do some time in jail for that. Rest in peace, Rick James.
Fucking icon.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely.
I remember. Oh my god.
Abso-fucking-lutely. But
they did it was Keenan Ivory Wayans. They did a skit on In Living Color with Keenan Ivory Wayans was Rick James, and it was fucking hilarious.
I have to go back and watch. I have to go back and watch it.
Can't Touch This, the Hammer song. It's a Rick James sample. He was like, that's my song. Hammer stole that from me. And yo, I've got to find that clip on fucking YouTube. Yo, man, In Living Color, man. So many people came from the show.
Great
Jamie Foxx, Jim Carrey, Jennifer Lopez, Sean and Marlon, Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer. The fucking list goes on and on. And Living Color is like one of the most.
Did you happen to watch I think it was The Patient on Hulu?
No.
Richard Allen Greer was in there, and he played a serious character. And
David Allen Greer. Yes, remember, you ever seen Tales from the Hood?
Yes, of course I have.
Where he was like, "Oh, you want to make pictures of motherfuckers make them look like monsters?" And dude tried to fight. He was like, "Bitch, this ain't your house."
Great fucking actor, man. I mean, listen, we could go on and on all fucking day.
DeAndre Bonds, another one who was in Tales from the Hood. DeAndre Bonds is a black legend. Like, all the people who like, who the fuck is that? He was Stacy in the Wood. He was in Tales from the Hood. He was Busy in Sunset Park. He played Stacy again in the movie Dope, which Shameik Moore was in, and Shameik is currently Raekwon in the Wu-Tang series. DeAndre Bonds is super dope, man. Super dope actor.
Yes, I love him. Love him. But yeah, so far I love the Wu-Tang Saga. I actually watch it with my mom. That's one of our little.
Was your mom a Wu-Tang fan?
Yeah. So of course, my mom grew up in this era, so she definitely she resonates with it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is her time. This is her because my mom's only 45. So my mom and I was born in 93. She was born in
That's
77.
scary that your mom is
So
literally like 4 years older than me. I
yeah.
swear to fucking God. That is
So,
scary.
but hey, well, guess what? I'm still an adult. Hey, what do we say? This is my dirty 30, and I'm doing adult things this year.
Congrats, love.
But yeah, my mom, she, this is her time. This is her, when she was her coming of age type shit. So it's nostalgia for her. And although I was born in '93, I felt like I should have been born in like the '70s or the '80s because that's the the music, the shows, everything. That's
So
more of what.
your birthday's in June.
Yes.
So you're 5 months older than the first Wu-Tang album. Because it came out the same, like, it was the
It
second
came out
Wu-Tang.
in '93. So yeah.
It came out November '93.
Because I remember
The
making the
Wu-Tang
joke.
album is probably one of the best days in hip hop because Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers came out and A Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders came out on the same day. Seminal day in hip hop.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I love a Tribe Called Quest.
we could go
Q-Tip
hours
with his
talking about
melodic
Tribe.
ass voice. For
Let
all
me
of
ask
you
you
that
this.
don't know, Vibrant Thing is still a fucking vibe.
Oh, when Tribe broke up in '98, I was really upset, and then I heard the drums kick in on Vibrant Thing. I was like, oh fuck, I want to hate it, but I can't because
Yeah,
this
I
shit's
can
really
you. It
tough.
just look, you just start dancing, Vibrant Thing, a
Yo,
Vibrant Thing.
Tip
My
did his
mom
thing, man.
hates that song, and I fucking love it.
Nah, the Vibrant Thing is fucking lit. Breathe and Stop wasn't bad either. Breathe and Stop wasn't bad either. What do you think about the conflict between you, God, and the rest of the members? Because that's a real thing that exists still to this day. It's more of a beef with RZA, but like they say, they're brothers just like anybody else, and brothers fight. And a lot of people are like, this can't be real. And like somebody said that on Twitter, and I went right to YouTube and found this clip where they were on tour in Europe and they were on this bus and Meth was saying something and Ghost was like, shut that shit up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And then Meth was like, no, you think I'm bullshit. And then you guys said something. They really started going at each other. And they was like, oh, damn, they really beef like that? I was like, you think they just wrote this shit?
First
Like,
of all, here's the thing. You realize this was again, 8 or 9 members.
yes.
There's gonna be fucking conflict because here's the thing.
And also, these niggas were in their 20s.
Exactly. I was just about to say. Here's the thing. They were also still very young, and the thing is that it was a power thing. Here's the thing. Okay, so Meth and ODB, they were the ones who were at that time. They were, Meth had just came home from tour.
They were the first. Yeah, they were the first to have solo
They were
albums
the first ones to blow up and shit like that. So here's the thing. You think that, maybe not Ghostface Killer, but like everybody else was probably fucking jealous and shit like that, so jealousy was gonna come into play, and then like not only that, but with Meth and I'm sorry, with Meth and ODB, they were probably the opening acts and shit like that. They were the first ones to perform because they were probably the ones bringing in the crowd. Just like I think somebody said that on the tour bus, right? I don't remember who said it.
Fuck, I can't remember.
But that's not important. We know that it was said. So
no,
yeah.
It was you guy, because Meth was like, damn, I can't believe I'm back on another bus. I just got off a tour, and you guy was like, come on, nigga, you love this shit. Quit playing.
I mean, and that's and the thing is that, but I also felt as though, here's my thing. The whole argument about the money, he shouldn't have been the one to have it. You know why? Because you wasn't really bringing in the heat either.
Here's the thing about the situation. That money conversation is very fucking real. And again, you should watch the documentary on Showtime. Divine, you see a lot of Divine, with the way, look, okay, number one, that shit they put on Old Boy playing RZA, like, what do they call with lace fronts? When women be wearing lace front wigs, you could see the shit. I was like, oh fuck, this is what girls be talking about when she be like, I can see the bitch lace front. I was like, yo, this is fucking terrible. Like, I don't know if Ashton Sanders can't grow facial hair, but you can see where the glue is and all that shit. Shout out to Andrea Lewis. I don't know if y'all ever watched Degrassi. She was Hazel on Degrassi.
Oh yeah, wait. So okay, so
she's got 2 movies on Hulu right now. One of them is called Threesome, and she gets naked. Like I'm like, oh damn, Andrea Lewis's titties are out. Okay, but anyway, she's got this documentary called The Black Beauty Effect right now, and it's to highlight, things like that because Zendaya just re-signed her contract to do Euphoria, right?
and it was like $1 million per
She's
episode,
getting $1 million an
right?
episode. She also is
Wow.
asking for a black hairdresser and black makeup artist to be on set. And people are like, what difference does it make? And as an independent film producer, I'm going to tell you, it is different lighting a black person as opposed to lighting a white person.
Yes, and
a black person.
y'all want to know where I learned that from? Netflix series Jenny in Georgia. So they had a white person doing her head, the black girl's headshot. I actually think she was African. They were doing her headshots, and the lighting was not hitting her skin and her.
Because it's not because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Exactly. Then, Jenny's dad did the I'm not Jenny, I'm sorry. Georgia's dad did the highlight, her headshot pictures. Her dad's black. We all know that Georgia's mom is white. I'm sorry, Jenny's mom is white, her dad is black. So her dad was a photographer and he's a black man. He did her pictures and they came out beautiful, and that's absolutely true. And then on top of that, with Zendaya she's mixed, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
So with also me and Derek, we know about these type of things, firsthand experience. My daughter is mixed, so they don't really know, especially with the thick, coarse, curly hair. And forgive me, Ken has the same type of hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, they don't know what the fuck to do. They don't know how to tame it. Lily's hair takes me hours to do, because it has to be done in portions. You have to wash. You have to detangle. You wash. You deep condition. You comb and everything. And if she wants to wear it down, forget about it. That's a whole day. So the thing is that's why it makes a difference. People think that, hey, a white hairdresser can do what a black hairdresser can. They simply cannot. They simply cannot.
They cannot. They cannot.
Which is why I want to say this real quickly. Sometimes what I see is, people who have like black kids, mixed kids, and their mom is not, the black, which that happens often. Their mom is not the black one. Their hair is all over their head because their mom. White people can wash and go. Hispanic people can wash and go. You know what I'm saying?
White people, we can't do that.
We
cannot do that
at all.
We cannot. It just doesn't work like that. Period.
If we wash and go, we'll look like who did it.
A fucking mess.
Exactly.
A fucking mess.
And then the thing is, like, that's another reason why you'll see little black girls with a bunch of plaits in our hair. People don't understand. It takes a long time to do a little black girl's hair. So, and people also don't know this. If you're not black, little black girls have a lot of fucking hair. They're thick.
I was watching Crooklyn last week.
Oh my God, one of my favorite movies.
Fucking the best. And that scene where Troy was getting her hair done. The scene where they took Troy to Virginia and she was getting her hair done. I was like, I remember being at my auntie's house and my grandmother's house and this, that, and the third, and watching my cousins go through that shit with that fucking hot comb. That shit is real. I don't even know how the fuck do we even get on this topic. I'm sorry.
Zendaya asking for a black hairdresser.
But how do we spin from that? Is it because I said RZA's wig and shit look terrible?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it looks fucking bad. Period. Like, it looks fucking terrible.
And you know why it probably looks terrible? Because why, Derek?
There's probably a white person on set doing that shit.
And that's honestly, hey, you guys hate to hear shit, but race plays a big, and the thing, that's why I hate people who say, I don't see color. Baby, it's deeper than just
bullshit.
Color.
You're full of shit. And don't tell me as a black man that I should stop talking about this, because there's a reason I'm talking about it. What Andrea Lewis, my point to that was, she was one of the people calling for this because she said she would go on Degrassi and they wouldn't know how to do her makeup or light her or any of that shit. Look at that nigga Drake had when he was on Degrassi.
Hazel, that's what I was about to say. Hazel's hair was fucking awful. Hazel, hey, you want to know what Hazel's hair looked like to me? And this is no No bullshit. And I thought this, every time I watched Degrassi, I thought this to myself. I was like, it is a fucking shame how they got this girl on this TV and her hair is 10 inches away from her fucking scalp because they used the fucking flat iron and didn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? They didn't give her somebody who knew what the fuck they was doing. Now, granted, everybody don't. I'm natural. I don't get perms. I used to. I haven't permed my hair probably in about a good 5-6 years. You don't have to, black women, you don't have to perm your hair for it to be straight. I don't get perms. And Derek, you've seen me. When I get my hair done, my shit looks great, does it not?
Yeah, real talk.
And so here's the thing. I used to, and you realize Degrassi came out when I was like 13. That generation of Degrassi, the new
that
generation.
shit was like, there was the two from like 01, 02 to whenever. Because remember, they told Drake, they told that nigga, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You either gonna act or you gonna do music.
Yeah,
and he chose music.
And so the thing is, with that being said, you realize I was a fucking, preteen going into teenage life thinking to myself, I can't believe they got this black girl on here looking like that. And the fact that, yes, her makeup was fucked up. And the thing is that,
put way too much on her. If you see Andrea Lewis now, go to her Instagram. That woman is flawless. And she can go without makeup and still be flawless.
And here's the thing. The reason why is because they keep... You got, like I said, you got fucking people who don't know how to deal with black people hair, don't know how to deal with black people's skin, doing black people things. Like, the fact of the matter is,
and it shows. They could have got somebody like, if I'm RZA and I'm at home watching this shit, like, yo, they got me looking fucking nuts, bro. There's no way. I'd be like, yo, hold the fuck up. I would never. I always said, for me to get back on the other side of the camera with the lens in front of me, there was only one role I would ever take.
You're right. And if she is fucking flawless. Like, I just looked her up on Instagram.
I told you.
She looks beautiful. Yeah. And then a picture of her and Drake came from Degrassi, and Drake didn't even have a edge up. What the fuck?
That nigga, I told you his hair was fucked. Yeah. The only way I'd ever get back on the other side of the camera is if they did a Tribe biopic and I got to play Fife. That's like my dream role. Yeah, Andrea Lewis is gorgeous. I can't believe. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that. Never mind.
She looks fucking amazing, and I'm so. Oh look, she's
go to Hulu. Watch that movie. I'm talking about her whole titties. I was like, oh my god, I did not expect this. Ones too. Yes, she does. But anyway,
moving on.
Getting back to the show. They're touching on real shit that happened. They are touching on real shit that happened. The shit you see with Divine, the way he treated RZA, like, no, ride on the other bus, that's fucked up. But people have always said crazy shit about Divine. And you got to watch the documentary on Showtime because a lot of that shit comes out there too. You got son getting shot. That is a real thing.
I don't know, like, broke my heart.
He survived, just like in the show. He does survive.
Yes.
There's actually, you guys talks about it in the documentary. There's old footage of him holding his son after he got shot. Obviously, he's okay. I hope he's still alive today. I don't know, but I know that he definitely survived the shooting. And then the next episode of Better Tomorrow, where we see Killer kind of off doing his own thing, Deck kind of off doing his own thing. Deck actually did the song. You see him when he went in there in the studio and made the beat itself. That was Four Tales from the Hood. Interestingly enough, because we just talked about that. And then who was the third person? You God. It was You God, Deck, and Killer. Because they were considered the more lesser known members of Wu because they didn't have an album out or anything like that. The part at the end where Cherie pulls up and she's playing the Biggie One More Chance remix. What'd you think about that?
Actually, so y'all are gonna be mad. I'm an episode behind.
You are? Yeah, oh fuck! I'm sorry, I just spoiled it.
No, but you're completely fine because I'm going to I'm gonna be all caught up on everything. When we come back next week's episode, so we can definitely touch base on that one for
So what they're doing with that, I'm gonna tell you this: they are alluding to the Raekwon Biggie beef, and what it is there's a song on Ray's album. The next episode is about Ray recording Only Built for Cuban Links. It's gonna be like a short film, like the Dirty episode was too. Um, there's a joint on Only Built for Cuban Links. What it's called Shark Biters, and it's just Ray and Ghost talking shit. And he was like, "Yo, the nigga bit Nas," and what he's saying is on Illmatic, Nas's first album, it's a picture of Queensbridge projects, and it's a picture of Nas when he was a kid. Well, then Biggie comes out with Ready to Die, and it's a picture of a baby on the cover. Mm-hmm. And Ray is saying, "Yo, this nigga bit Nas' whole style." It was all types of infighting and shit. Well, some of the niggas in Wu-Tang got mad at Meth for doing the song "The What" with Biggie on Ready to Die. That shit got all twisted up and out of hand, and Nas talks about it on The Last Real Nigga Alive. It's on the Godson album. He was like, y'all know about my Biggie wars, who you think Kicking the Door was for? Like, on Kicking the Door, Big is talking, I forget exactly what line is meant for Nas, but he's talking to Nas on one of those lines. But he was like, hold on, let me just pull it up on Genius. Give me 1 second. Y'all don't know about my Biggie wars, who you thought Kicking the Door was for, but that's my heart. Y'all still tripping off the Jigga shit. Where's the line? Okay. Puff tried to start a label. Prince Rakim had formed Wu-Tang. Snoop and Dre had a new thing, so Puff drove his new range to the Queensbridge projects. He let me drive it before Ready to Die hit. Big and I hit blunts performing at the Arc. Next thing you knew, Big blew in all the balling starts. He had Kim and his crew. I found Fox, only niggas in New York with #1 charts. Big was ahead of his time. Him and Raekwon, my niggas, but dig it, they couldn't get along. That's when Ghostface said on the Purple tape, "Bad Boy" by Nas album cover. Big told me Ray was still in my slang, and Ray told me out in Shaolin Big would do the same. That was the genesis of that beef, really. They felt like Big was biting Nas with the album cover, and so Ghost and Ray went off to record that album, and Ghost was like, "Yo, the nigga bit Nas' whole cover."
Right.
That's how that whole thing started. So it's interesting. The more research I've done about the show and watching interviews, Cherie is not real. That's just, it's basically an amalgamation of basically all of Riz and Divine's sisters. It's not meant to be one, but Ghost does have a baby with one of their sisters. He talks about it, the financial issues they had. And he was like, "Yo, niggas gotta fix this. Like, RZA know better than this shit. I got babies with this nigga's sister and shit." So, but like you said, you put 9 different motherfuckers with different personalities.
And then you lock them in a fucking bus.
On a bus. Yeah. Shit like that is gonna happen. And that's why, like, there's only, how many Wu-Tang albums are there really? And we're not counting that one that was fucking auctioned off. Let's see. Straight Wu-Tang albums. A Better Tomorrow, which is what the last episode is named after. That was 2014. 8 Diagrams in 2007. Wu-Tang Iron Flag in 2001. The W in 2000. Wu-Tang Forever in 97 and Enter the Wu. Now, truthfully speaking, honestly, I can listen to 36 Chambers any day of the week. I can listen to Wu-Tang Forever any day of the week. A lot of the shit past that does not, and it's hard to replicate your first album. It's even harder to replicate the success from your first 2 albums. So I'm not knocking them niggas. I got a playlist full of Wu-Tang shit in my phone. The music will tell you where the real fighting starts between them, and you can tell it's just niggas on a song together, but they don't. You don't get the vibe.
Which? Do you remember on this episode when they were on tour and they got booed and they were like, he said, "We were all just there." And so I think that was RZA who said that, and it's like at that moment, I think that's where he was, that's what he was touching on. We're not performing as a group anymore. We're just niggas who was performing.
Yeah. And a
So
lot of them, like, the fucked up part is that shit where they kind of attack meth, that's a real thing. The funny thing is, if you Google who's the most successful member of Wu-Tang, it'll bring up their net worth. And apparently Ghost net worth is higher than Meth's is, which I thought was
and me and my mama had this talk. She was like, and I told her, I said, to be honest with you, I said, I said, Ghostface is actually, I would put him above Method. And she said, really? And I
my
said,
favorite
yeah.
Wu solo album is Supreme Clientele. Nobody's touching Ghost. That nigga's amazing. And
Yeah,
that's no
and
shade to
that's what
Meth,
I
because
told my
that's my
mama.
dog.
I say I have Ghostface Killer songs on my phone. I do not have any Method Man songs on my phone.
Oh, I got some Meth on my shit. Please
I
believe
do
I got some
not.
Meth on
I do not, and I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not saying he's I'm not saying that's nothing against him. It's just I resonate with Ghostface Killer more. I just everybody has their ones
Ghost
that
is
they
a
like.
wild nigga, man. Like,
Right.
Ghost and Ray are so fucking funny. They're hilarious. And they just have regular conversations, but the shit be mad funny.
Right.
But I think as a unit, it's hard to replicate what they did on that first album, because when the money and the success comes in, the real you kind of starts to come out. And I think that's what happened. And that's why, like, when they came back to do Wu-Tang Forever, they were like, labels like, what do y'all want? They were like, we want to do $1 million music video. Now in '97, Triumph looked fucking dope, but now it doesn't hold up to the standards of CGI, in the year 2023,
Right.
or even in year 2015 or whatever. But in '97, that fucking video was dope. It's interesting. I'm surprised that they're stopping it after this season, that this is going to be the last season. So I want to know what the stopping point is going to be, and are we going to get a time jump to after Dirty
I
dies, or
heard
what
that
happens there?
somebody said that they were supposed to be a spinoff from it.
So who
So
would the show focus on? Fuck.
that it was, well, actually what it was supposed to be was everybody's supposed to have their own like mini series. Does that make sense? Like
That's
there's
not
gonna
going to
be
work.
like a I didn't think so
There's not.
either. But it's, I mean, that's I'm just throwing
The
out
real
rumors that I
tragedy of
heard.
this series is that Joey Badass left to go do Power, because he was a perfect Inspector Deck.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And then I mean, but that was just like I said, that was just what they were talking about. Shout out to Joey Badass because he's also a very fucking talented rapper.
Very talented actor.
Uh
He's with old girl now, by the way.
Saraya, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
who
afraid
played.
that Saraya's gonna become the new Lala because she's kind of in everything,
We gonna talk about Lala in a second. It's funny though because she's basically Ghost's side chick in these couple of episodes of the show.
Yes, 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 she is.
Yeah.
And she was on, and Rizzo was very upset because remember, like Derek just said in the show, Ghost has a baby with Rizzo and Devon's sister.
Sister,
So
yeah.
Devon wasn't upset about it, but Rizzo was, rightfully so. You're cheating
You don't
on
want to see
my
no nigga doing
sibling.
your sister
Exactly.
dirty. You don't.
And then the thing is that
Like
not
my
only
brother-in-law Damon, right?
uh-huh.
A nigga had been in my life since I was like 13,
Right.
and I loved him to death. Him and my sister got divorced, and then she got remarried, and so I forgot who it was that asked me. They were like, "So you don't fuck with Damon?" I was like, "No, that nigga's still my brother, but Brian is better for my sister. So I'm allowed to love the both of them, dog. But like that don't mean I don't fuck with Damon. That's still my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, the Cherie character is not real. It's basically a combination of all of RZA and Divine's sisters. But Ghost does have kids with one of their sisters. I don't know which one it is, but that is a real thing. So imagine two niggas got their hand in your pocket. They touch your money before you get it, and you got to go home and beef with their sister. Like, that's a hell of a fucking situation to be in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is that this in the show, This isn't one of their fucking, play sisters. This isn't their homegirl. This
Oh,
is
it's
their
their real
blood
sister.
sister. So the thing is that rightfully so, and this isn't their sister-in-law. This is their blood sister. So the thing is that
This
I
is
would
their, like,
feel
raised in the
definitely,
same house shit.
I'd be definitely peeved the fuck oh, because the fact of the matter is that, hey, bro, you fucking all, and the thing is that it definitely seemed like Ghost and Soraya. I don't know, remember what her name was in the show. We're getting real close because they sitting there fucking. He's telling her, about the planets and shit. And remember, him and Cherie had the same type of conversation.
He told her,
and
he's like, "You my Earth."
Yeah, exactly. And they all cuddling and shit. So that definitely. Now I don't know about everybody else, but me, I can't cuddle with somebody I ain't catching no. Then also remember the part she say, "I'm gonna see you in New York," and she say, "Yeah, am I gonna see you?" Now where do they live, Derek?
Staten Island.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Nah, that's you know what I'm saying. So that's definitely, that would make me pretty fucking pissed off too. So I can't even say that, if I was RZA, I would have just mind my own business, because I can't mind my own business when this bitch been on our tour bus for 5 stops now, and you sleeping in on the couch with Ghost, and you knowing that he gonna go sleep with your sister when he get home.
That is, and that's a fucking, that is a shitty situation to put a motherfucker in.
Because if your sister asks you, "Hey, was Ghost fucking these bitches on tour?" What do you say?
Do you want to lie to your sister, or do you want to protect the group? Because like, the fucked up part again, at this point, only Meth and Dirty have solo success.
Right, absolutely.
But make no mistake about it, that nigga Ghost is the one.
And
like,
he just hadn't got to his point yet. Because remember,
but like,
he was
if you
hesitant and everything.
You take Ghost, if you take his verse and his hook off of Ice Cream by Raekwon, what does that song become? It don't have like no shade to Capadonna. I love Cap. Actually, I'm sorry, Ghost don't do the hook. Meth does the hook. I apologize. But if you take Ghost's verse off, the song is not the same. That shit could have really fucked up the group. But I'm really interested to see how this is gonna play out, because the shit with Divine and the money and shit like that, trust me, it gets really, really fucking tense. It gets really tense. Like, to the point where RZA was like, "Divine, go home. Go," and he told him, "Go and sit on your boat. Go and sit on your boat. Don't come to the office. Go sit on your boat."
I kind of want to know what happened now.
You gotta, like, if you have Showtime, watch the documentary.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then maybe we'll touch on that next week.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to go to BMF?
Or do you want to do this? Let's go ahead and go on to BMF. All
right, so I have some notes. I'm gonna be real. 50 Cent is the most unserious nigga in television. Right? That's number one.
I agree 100%
Some of this shit is true. Some of the shit about BMF is true, and a lot of it is shit that they had to make up for the show. Here's my thing. So Meech admitted to selling dope and got kicked out the fucking house.
But Terry admits to selling dope.
Terry admitted to selling dope, fucked up the car business, and they was like, "Damn, Terry, what about your education?" Nigga, if y'all gonna put him out this motherfucking house right now.
But Terry, so you want to know what I said? And this, I know this isn't probably true, but I did say this. I said, and I quote, I said, Meech must not be, he must not be his daddy's son.
Meech is the daddy's son?
It's Charles' son. Can't be, because the way he
he treat that nigga Meech like a redheaded
stepchild. Exactly. That can't be his fucking son. That cannot be his son. This nigga, now he want to go have a conversation with him though, huh?
Remember after season 1 when all the memes came out about like, "Oh, that's what you doing with Terry motherfucking money." And I sent you the one where Russell Hornsby went to Disney World. You was like, "I can't stand that motherfucker."
And then it got even worse. Now we're not gonna touch on this show, but when I saw him playing Don King in
the Mike Tyson joint.
Yes, I got even more pissed off with him.
Yeah, that's a classic, by the way. I didn't know that you knew about. A lot of people don't know about that. That's a classic.
About the Mike Tyson show.
Yeah.
I watched it. I mean, now here's the thing, Derek. I don't know why you're gonna say that because again, one thing we definitely talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, we sing music and stuff like that, and we do have a lot of the same show interests. So I probably pretty much anything there's some things I haven't saw, but a lot of it I've seen it. Which that I thought it was a very good. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I liked it.
Here's my thing. Snoop in that motherfucking wig. Like,
oh, Lord. How you gonna pull a fucking wig? I'm not the wig. Pull a fucking gun out in the middle of service. And I didn't even think that Lamar did anything.
Lamar was wrong for walking in the church with that fucking dog.
But I don't think Lamar did anything that was like pull out a gun offensible. You know what I'm saying?
True. Hold on. Meech giving a toast at your funeral is also trash.
That is very fucking trash.
The only motherfucker that's got something to say about me at my funeral is Meech. Clearly, I didn't do some
no one in here has anything to say. Not a single soul but you. Like, look, everybody who wants to say something, anybody in here want to say something. And Meech is the only volunteer?
Meech is the only nigga. Nobody else got nothing else to say except
none
for Meech.
of you. But let's talk about fucking Detective Bryant and the Asian, his partner sleeping together. I think I threw up in my mouth.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Kelly Hu is actually one of my favorite actresses.
I still feel as though I did not they could have implied it by the kiss and shit.
No, when they were at that hotel taking those pictures of Terry and Lala and which one of them was like somebody's hungry, and then they made I was like,
she said that she said it, and then he said it's been a while. He said it's been a while, right? That implied that they were gonna fuck. We didn't need the scene of them fucking. Yeah, I threw up in my motherfucking mouth. And that's the honest to God truth.
Narcos Polo was the funniest shit I've heard on TV in a minute. When she said that shit, funny. I was like, wait a minute. I rewound it. I was like, no, she really did say that shit. I was like, well, that's the title of the fucking episode.
So here's the thing. So what I really need is a fucking breakdown. I really need to know exactly how old Meech and Terry, because right now it's looking like
2 years apart,
17
if I'm not mistaken.
and 15. That's what it sounded like on the show.
No, Terry is supposed to be a senior in high school. So he's 17 and Meech is like 19.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, thank you for clearing that up for me.
Yeah. So, no, you got to remember the nigga was driving.
Right, that's why I was a little bit confused. But, it was like, the thing is that the timeline gets a little bit shaky sometimes in this series. One thing that bothers me is Lala is completely comfortable embarrassing poor Lawanda. And like at the scene where they were at the
roller rink. There's a lot to be said about Lala, and I'll get to it in a second.
Second of all, I saw a meme where somebody said Lala don't do nothing on TV but get fucked.
Except for fuck. Yeah, I saw that meme. I think we all saw
it. And I agree. Everything on Power, she was fucked by Tommy, exactly. She fucked Sean, remember?
That's right. She did fuck Sean in Power. I forgot about that. Yo, all due respect, her acting skills are not top tier
at all. And the crazy thing to me is, here's the thing. We just talked about Wu-Tang. Who was in Wu-Tang, Derek?
What you mean?
Remember Lala was in Wu-Tang too.
Was she?
Yeah, she was at Def Jam, remember?
That's right. She was supposed to be Tracy Waples. Tracy Waples left Def Jam to go work at Bad Boy for Puff. Tracy Waples was there when Puff was doing Making the Band. She was like, she kind of looked like, you ever seen Irv Gotti ex-wife Deb? She kind of looked like Deb. Yeah, she was Tracy Waples. I totally forgot about that. It was fucking forgettable. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this. All due respect to the guy, Mello was out of his fucking mind cheating on Lala. Let's fucking be real.
I don't know what his other baby mama look like, but to be honest with you, first of all, Lala don't look like what Lala didn't have
Lala's
a
gorgeous.
lot
We're
of
not doing
fucking.
that.
She had a lot of fucking work done. She had a lot of fucking work done. A lot of it.
A lot of bitches have. What are we saying?
I mean, that's fine. I just don't really. But I saw another meme that was really funny. They say Lala gonna make sure Mello ain't never gonna be able to watch nothing on TV.
Yeah, nigga, he's
her
hurt.
face is
Gotta
in
be
everything,
Gotta
and
be.
I don't understand why they keep casting her because she cannot act. You realize Lala is literally just
but remember, pause 1 second. The Wu-Tang thing was a one-off. Who produces Power? Who's producing BMF? That's 50.
Oh, that's right. Well,
That's
not just that, but Lala has like a cameo in a lot of shit. Like she has a cameo in like everything. And I mean, right
Lala
now it's not
50,
coming to me.
you have to remember they have history. When Fifth blew up, Lala was still hosting shit on MTV.
Not 106 & Park. Yeah.
She was hosting shit on MTV, so she interviewed 50 quite a few times. So they go back some years. I will say this. I've never heard this girl's music. I've never heard any of the dolls, Asian Doll, whoever doll. Cash Doll's a fucking terrible actor too.
Cash Doll is terrible, but I like Cash Doll.
And the fucked up part is she's really only bad in the Lamar scenes. So I guess it's that she's having a hard time lying to him to try to help Meech set him up.
I was about to say, I was like, is she setting him up for Meech? Is she falling for him? I was like, what's going on with this? Because why are you dragging it out so long? Why haven't you killed him? But I think I'm biased because Cash Doll is so fucking like. Remember that line Drake said? She's so thick and making the whole room uncomfortable. That's how I feel about Cash Doll.
Oh,
I got a little crush on her.
I like ass on Houston, Texas, with the face just like Claire Huxtable. Can we go there because it's going to a strip club with your side chick is nuts. Getting caught by your
wild
son
is even more nuts. What the fuck? And so it actually makes me question Meech's loyalty to Lucille. Because
Meech wanted to have some there's
something over him, some leverage.
Like he told him, you and mom's been through enough, and I don't want to do anything to upset her. But Meech also wanted leverage on that nigga.
That's why I said some leverage. That makes sense. Because he was singing a whole new tune. But the thing is that leverage didn't last too soon because next episode she found out he was cheating.
Before we get there, let's talk about Terry's nutty ass. Why are you teaching your little sister how to put a condom on?
Okay, so I mean they were just joking.
Yeah, but no,
look, he already said, "Hey, yo, fuck that!"
That's
before it even came out of my mouth.
Terry's supposed to be the smart one. Fuck that. Detective Brian telling old girl, "Come on, we know Meech is the bad one." That's fucking.
Question. Now, here's the thing. When they brought when LaWanda went down to the station and she was like, anything that LaWanda said, they could not use. Why? Remember, we have to always remember, Terry and Meech are still fucking teenagers. So here's
Terry's
the thing.
A minor.
That's what I was about to say. They're still teenagers, but Terry is the minor, which means LaWanda is probably a minor as well, right? So
I would assume so.
Coercing her and shit like that with them pictures and shit, I would have nipped that shit in the motherfucking bud if I was her mama. You're not about to talk to my motherfucking child. I don't know what you got in that envelope, but you get the fuck up out of here.
Remember, they were trying to trap Terry regardless because he had that money.
True.
He had the money. The mama had to know Terry was selling dope too.
Oh, no, the mama knew and the mama was fine with that shit. Now, who wasn't fine with it? Oh, well, okay, so here's the thing. Lucille said she wasn't fine with it, but Lucille was low-key kind of okay with it because you see how, well, I don't know about if your daddy want me to take, well, this cute. This gonna look cute on me.
When Meech brought them fucking clothes out?
Yeah, exactly. They went to the fucking party.
Before we get to the most recent episode, Is it not illegal to lock a nigga in the trunk as long as they have
I
Mickey?
thought,
And
first of all, a lot of that shit that Detective Brian doing is illegal. First of all, I think it's illegal to lock a nigga in the trunk. That's kidnapping.
That nigga be Mickey in the trunk for
days. And I understand
opening the trunk and throwing a bagel at a nigga while he watches you eat a donut is fucking villain.
I think I would have wanted to kill that nigga. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes. When B Mickey was like, "I'm killing this nigga," I felt that, like,
in my soul, because you know what? I've been wanting this nigga dead since last season.
And when he found out the nigga, like, I was in that motherfucker and my mom's died, and like, no,
that was heartbreaking. And then the thing is that you realize B Mickey has nothing and no one anymore. Nothing and nobody.
So the funny thing about this is, nobody knows who the B Mickey character is based on, as far as I know. Blue Da Vinci was supposed to be the nigga that was supposed to blow when they started the label, and Blue Da Vinci couldn't rap, and them niggas started putting weight behind Jeezy, and Jeezy blew.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Da Vinci came out, like, during the first season. He was like, Meech, if I find out this motherfucking character is supposed to be me, you and Terry got it coming. Who the fuck is the real B Mickey?
They said that there's the BMF, the actual BMF documentary on Stars.
It's on Stars. It's on Stars.
There's a lot of people, because I'm in a BMF group. A lot of people said there is an actual Lamar and there is an actual B Mickey.
He's still alive, because everybody, when season 2 started, they was like, how the fuck is Lamar still alive? And somebody was like, the character that the person he's based on is actually still alive.
They also actually said that B Mickey, the one Kato, who when he, they said she's still alive. So my thing is that you're okay with killing the real people off, and it's a dramatization. It's loosely based on their story.
So the person that Kato is influenced by is supposed to still be alive?
Yes.
That I did not know.
So my thing is that kill Lamar off, because Lamar's character is going kind of far. And that's in my honest opinion. I mean, the thing is that, and that's, the show is going from, to me, in my personal opinion, the show is going from good to kind of...
It's comedic as fuck.
I was just about to say comical. Because the thing is that exactly, it's supposed to be a serious fucking show, based off a true story. But Lamar is taking it too motherfucking far. Like,
well, come on, the nigga was singing "You Can't Stop the Rain" before he killed old boy in season 1. I was like, this is the most unserious nigga.
Right, and that's the thing. And I want him dead, because the fact of the matter is that it's just like you say, it's becoming comedic, and it's not supposed to be.
Cash Doll was like, I got something for the old times. That nigga said, what, some pussy?
Yeah, like...
What? Yo, who the fuck is this deviant? Get this nigga the fuck out of here.
Why would you say that?
And fuck that. The crazy part was she was offended he said that, and that bitch pulled out that big ass 8-ball.
I was thinking I said, oh, this bitch got an 8-ball. Like, she don't got a G, she got an 8 fucking ball. Like, god damn.
Yo. I'm just sitting there like, this can't be real. This, like, and somebody was having a back and forth with somebody on Twitter, like, well, I mean, I kind of just want more realistic stuff out of BMF. And somebody was like, do you not realize who the fuck 50 Cent is? Like, come on now. I guess you didn't watch Power. Some of this shit, the car wash was both a good idea and a bad idea. The pros to it, the traffic doesn't look strange. The cars coming in and out. The cons to it, car washes are usually the business dope dealers.
I was just about to say car washes, record stores. This is typical
music labels.
Exactly, music labels. Yep.
The only good thing about it was they didn't actually put their name on it.
Yeah, that was smart of them. But still, the fact of the matter is that they're gonna be hanging out there. So
when Meech went to Ohio, that nigga hair was fucking ridiculous, bro. That nigga had thick as fuck finger waves with a fade. Then Leslie Jones shows up as DA agent.
I don't like her. I don't know what it is, but I do not like her.
There was another nigga from Ohio with terrible hair. He had the Howard the Duck joint. And then
was it his cousin?
I don't think so. No, remember, because he wanted to freeze his cousin out. It wasn't the cousin.
Okay.
It was another nigga. Then Charles the side bitch, like, you bold as fuck coming up in this woman's house. Like, what the fuck? And then she came down the stairs like, I ain't seen you been working a lot. And I literally worked.
Yeah, working all right. She been working that pussy on Charles' dick. Fucking,
I will say them disguising the bricks with like cayenne pepper and all this stuff so the dogs couldn't smell them. That was genius. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not a drug mule, so obviously I wouldn't know that.
That's and what he said, like he was like, lemon pepper and all that. I was like, wow,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's interesting. If I ever wanted to get into, the trade, I mean, I guess I know how to do it. The nigga from Ohio with the hat on and the beard, I was like, who is this nigga? I could not place him, and then I thought, I was like, you know what? That's the nigga Poot from The Wire.
Oh, so they were actually comparing Lamar to someone on The Wire. The one who was in Lovecraft Country who died of a drug overdose not too long ago.
I never watched Lovecraft Country.
Well, you know who I'm talking about, the one who he was in The Wire and he died of a drug overdose not too long ago.
I have to
hold on, let me Google it. Like he was apparent hold on. Drug overdose. Dead in Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country was great, and it was awful that they ended it because it was fucking great. It was fucking great. Montrose, well, that was his name, and Michael Kenneth Williams.
He was Omar in The Wire.
Yeah, so they compared Lamar to him. They said that it was very similar.
Oh, I saw that, and somebody was like, no, Lamar gonna do too much talking. Omar would have walked on the block and just started shooting.
Well, they said that Omar would whistle and Lamar sings, so
Oh my god.
But I didn't watch The Wire, so which I've been meaning to. I know
the first season is really good. The second season, it changes so fucking crazy that I stopped watching. I have to go back and rewatch it because the second season will throw you off, but the first season is real fucking good. So yeah, initially I thought it was only the Lamar scenes, but no, Cash Doll is a bad actress, and Meech is too, for that matter. Let's be fucking real. I also did write in my notes, Mello was wild and cheating on Lala, but she's a bad actress as well. So Lala cutting off Terry's ducktail. Do we want to go there? Because as a young black boy in the 90s, I too had a tail. My shit did not get as long.
My brother had a tail. My daddy had a tail. Well, my
shit was not as long as Meech and Terry's.
Yeah.
But the minute she cut it, what was the first thing you thought of? Because the first thing I thought of was the story of Samson and his power being in his hair.
So the thing is that I kind of felt as though, yeah, he lost his, and now he kind of like a bitch, like,
And the funny thing is, when Meech saw the shit,
he said it got her sneaky ass written all over it, and I don't trust her.
Tender dick ass.
Yeah, I don't trust her.
Mabel calling it quits because Charles' dick couldn't get hard.
Oh, is that why she? Oh,
he said the bed. Remember, she was like, "Let's go to the hotel to vibrate in bed." He was like,
"Which that could I could see that throwing somebody off." I mean, honestly, I mean, I've never done nothing like that. I don't even know if they still have vibrating beds, and I don't know why that was a fucking thing.
That's definitely like a 60s or 70s.
Why was that a fucking thing?
But you got to remember, that was a time where they didn't care if women got their nut at all. Like, you were there to please your husband and please your man.
Well, here's my thing. I could see, that's what I'm saying. I could see you not getting hard because of a vibrating bed. It's throwing off your concentration and shit. So I don't see why that was a thing. Like, that's like water beds and shit. Why was that ever a thing?
Again, it was something of the 70s. That waterbed, that was like some 70s player type shit. But they were still popping in the 80s, and like my brother had a fucking waterbed in the 90s. Like we got a real nice house, and my mom was like, they were finally splitting our rooms up. We weren't going to share a room anymore. And my mom was like, I'm getting you bunk beds. And I was like, I didn't ask for bunk beds, but what the fuck ever. And my brother had been saying for years he wanted a water bed, so she got him a water bed.
The
shit was kind of fly.
That sounds like a fucking disaster, and it sounds uncomfortable.
No, them motherfuckers are nice to sleep on. They're a fucking headache.
I could only imagine it being fucking cold, and no.
No, you just got to get the right sheets. Water beds are lit, or they were. I can't imagine anybody even having a fucking water bed in 2023. If you walk in a nigga house and they got a water bed, they probably Jerome from fucking Martin and shit.
I said Jerome in the house.
Fuck that though. The skating rink. I don't know. The skating rink. Number one, shout out to the skating rinks of the past. Saints, the Palace, Skate King. If you're from St. Louis, you know what it is. Skate King is still open. I did not know that until I Googled it. But did you get the vibe that Meech was going to try to fuck LaWanda when they was having that conversation in the skating rink?
I don't know. I don't know. I might have to go back and rewatch. I think he was just trying to diffuse the situation because Terry was fucking wrong as fuck. But I think I felt as though he was just trying to diffuse the situation so that she didn't get in any trouble. Because the fact of the matter is that if she did something to Lala, retaliation.
Boone, a motherfucker. Boone that was the one thing I would say about Meech. Every time somebody was ready to pull a trigger, Meech said, "Fuck no, bodies are trouble."
Also, here's the thing: you realize if she would have split her wig with that motherfucking skate, the police was gonna have to be called, and the heat was gonna be on Terry and Meech. So that's what I felt was going on. I
Meech is smart.
You know, I will say that, and they say Terry the smart one, but Terry be getting his ass into some sticky motherfucking situations.
Terry was 17. His dick.
That is very true. That's very true. But my thing is that, come on now, why the fuck would you invite her after LaWanda? You know, you knew LaWanda was gonna be there. Here's the thing: do what you do with Markeisha in the dark, and let LaWanda be the face of your family. It's not cool to me. It's not fucking cool. I don't like it. I don't. It's fucked up. Especially at the fact of the matter is, Lala looked like in this show, it seemed like she may be in her 30s.
She's supposed to be like 20-something. 25, 20. She's got 2 kids. Yeah, she's supposed to be older.
And so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She, like, and the fact of the matter is that you playing, and the thing is that
remember, because she called him a little boy.
Yeah, and then we saw him. But here's the thing. She didn't leave Boone for him, and you're like, babe, I think she fucking trying to set them. Well, maybe not, because they say in real life that him and Lala was off and on for a long time. You know, the person who Lala's supposed to be. But
I thought she came out and said she didn't fuck him when he was a kid.
I don't believe her. So you was just hanging out with them, bitch.
I mean, I see your point.
But yeah, look, that's how I feel about it. I don't think Meech was trying to fuck her. I think Meech was doing what needed to be done. Because here's the thing, you had all them people at the skating ring. If she would have split her wig in front of all them people, somebody had to call the motherfucking police. Because here's the thing, I actually think if you hit somebody in the head with a fucking skate, you may literally, you could crack their skull. Exactly.
Fuck yeah. Skate wheels are hard as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point about that type of shit.
Did Wanda hit Mel with the skate in Snowfall?
Yes, she did. And also, I don't know if did you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah,
remember Elle hit the fuck out that girl. Elle hit the fuck out that girl with that skate, and she pressed charges on her.
Yep.
So yeah, so we can definitely Wanda did hit her with a skate. She hit the fuck out of her with that skate too. So
Lucille finding the fucking hotel receipt,
and then he gonna say something. Boy, get the fuck out of here, Charles. We ain't stupid.
Charles stupid as fuck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your lie was stupid as fuck. She already assumed you was cheating on her, and this was the confirmation she needed. Baby, so you what he said they asked him to do some work at the hotel?
And he grabbed the wrong receipt by mistake.
Why did you have a receipt?
Receipt in the first place, bro.
And then did he just stop working at GM or did he work at GM at nights?
I think he got laid off or something.
Oh,
Because we ain't seen him put that shirt on in a while.
exactly. And the thing is that, or maybe he quit for him and Terry business.
Terry basically cut the fucking car shit short because I think he was the driver. Remember the white girl worked
Yeah.
with the daddy at the GM factory, and that's how she knew so much about cars and shit.
Right.
And then they put her in the car with the dope, and then Charles went off on Terry, and he was like, "I'm quitting school and da 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 da. I'm going back into business with Meech."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he quit at GM when they started the car business.
The car business, that makes sense. But here's the thing. Clearly, you weren't doing that good if Lucille was working at fucking Wendy's, bro.
And he said right when I'm starting to get, we starting to turn a profit when the tires got busted out. He's like,
yeah, that was probably about the same.
Yeah, this set us back. So I mean, it's a bunch of shit. Like Charles, first of all, what the fuck you get off cheating when, bitch? Why is she fucking you? You can't support. Between what they said between the two of them, they was working 3 jobs.
What the fuck did Charles go over there, fuck that woman, bust quick there, and then go home and bust quick.
And Lucille laying there like fucking, like he just did something, bitch. He should have. What he should have did was ate a pussy for like 40 minutes because you did not last in the sack.
What the fuck did you bust that quick? You just fucked. That doesn't make sense. Like that
nigga
dick, man.
Here's the thing.
That
maybe
pussy had to be atomic. You hear me?
Maybe that's not always the case.
The second once you get that first. No,
that's not always the case.
Okay. For what niggas?
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to motherfucking tell you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this
shit. And I'm not gonna put the title on who this person is, and I'm not gonna put a name because I don't want him to think I'm talking shit about him. But I was with this guy previously, and I'm sorry, y'all.
Definitely sent that text message. Fuck y'all. Fuck out of here. Fuck the job.
So I definitely was with this guy, and we would see each other, quite often. We may or may not have lived together, but for a period of time. But here's the thing. So we would have sex. It would last about a minute. And so, and he would make this, like, because we would split up for a while and then we would come back to each other. Then he'd be like, I'm probably going to buzz quick. And I was like, I told him, I was like, we got all night. Well, we got all night. We don't got nowhere to go. Second round, I got about a minute and a half. Third round, I got about 30 seconds. And this is 3 rounds in. So, he was still busting fucking quick. So then I was like, maybe it's because we haven't seen each other in a while.
Did he have rubber or no?
No. No, we did not use a condom. But yeah, it was it's and he kept busting quick. So I thought it was maybe it's because we hadn't seen each other in a while and he's seeing, my body's changed and everything. So we kept doing it for a few nights, and sure enough, 6 nights in, he's still busting fucking quick. And I didn't understand why. I was like, hey, my pussy can't be this good. You, bro, get it the fuck together. Go jack off in the bathroom or something.
But see, it doesn't matter because generally that is a thing. Like, niggas will admit to a lot now that they wouldn't admit to, like, in the 90s and 2000s. You would never admit, like, niggas will tell you, yeah, I jack off before I go on a date. In case I'm a fucker later on, I don't want to shoot that first blank off. Nobody would tell you shit like that in the 90s. You would get clowned, or the early 2000s. Niggas would clown you if you said some shit like that. You ain't try to make them use a condom or nothing?
Well, see, when you get into those questions, then it kind of comes out who I'm talking about.
We'll leave that for another time.
So yeah, exactly. So I mean, but in a nutshell, I will say this: we never previously used condoms, so it didn't make sense to use them. Actually, it kind of still made sense to use them, but Rashawn wasn't thinking that way, So yeah,
to be young.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But you're right. The vibrating bed might have had something to do with it, or
because it's uncomfortable and it throws off your concentration. Like imagine getting a massage while you're trying to fuck. It's not
there's
gonna
no way
work
that
for
will
you.
work.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying now?
Your muscles are doing something other than what they need to be doing.
Your mind, your body, your muscles,
your mind
everything.
is somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and that, like, to be honest, and then the thing is that on top of that, you're cheating, and then you know what I'm saying? So then it's just like
that nigga was feeling himself though.
Yeah,
like,
look at when he was in the kitchen washing his hands.
She took him to that strip club. That when he saw Meech, that probably had something to do with it. Yo, again, going to the strip club with your side piece is nasty work already.
Yes.
Getting caught by your fucking son at said strip club is a whole different ball game. And then nigga Meech be like, don't trip, Pops, I ain't gonna tell on you. Nigga, what? You out your fucking mind? Yeah, I'm telling on your motherfucking ass.
Right?
Immediately,
Absolutely.
Nigga, I don't know why you calling me. You know I already told Mom. Don't call with this bullshit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I don't, it's so fucking much. Like, where do you get off thinking you have the right to fucking cheat? Like, baby, what the fuck? You don't, what's the saying? Broke boys don't deserve pussy. Like, and then not all of a sudden she having a conscience. We share things all the time. This is where I need to give her husband back. Bitch, you knew he was married to your neighbor.
That was a wild fucking line. We share stuff all the time, and it's time I give her husband back.
Boy, if I was Lucille and I got wind of her saying that, I would have took a skate to her motherfucking head.
I think when you watch the documentary and all that shit, the implication, the funny part is the sister kind of looks like the mom in the
does,
show.
Very much
the real sister. The real sister though looks like the mom in the show. That's nuts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over for Lucille and Charles. I think that this is their way of splitting them up or whatever. But the nigga had her working at Wendy's.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And she probably was dedicated to that job. She was probably going every fucking day and shit. And you out there.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
But then Charles did not use a fucking condom.
Let me ask you this. And we can end it here. Be 100% real. If your sons was selling the dope that Meech and Terry was, would you have worked to fucking Wendy's drive-thru?
Fuck no, I would be supporting my motherfucking son. Be fucking for real, Lucille. Lucille, Flenory, be fucking for real. If my sons, exactly, if my sons were selling dope, when he paid off that house, I'd have been like, nah, thank you, Michi. And I'd be like, you might as well go ahead and get us some new furniture too. Baby, I would have spent any and every fucking dime that Demetrius gave me. Remember when he drove through the drive-thru window and he handed her some money?
Exactly.
Baby, I'd have been like, I fucking quit.
Ain't no fucking
I don't need this. Both my sons sell drugs. Thing.
This is my last point. Lucille is being extremely high and mighty, and Charles is too. Y'all got bills to be paid. Y'all still got fucking drywall up in y'all house.
You can still exactly. Y'all
ain't even painted over that shit. Y'all are being real fucking proud, all up in the preacher face, and this nigga pulling a Desert Eagle out in the middle of church. Yeah. Like, come on,
the thing is that we know Pastor Shifty. Remember when he had to do? He was like, "You can stay here, but you can't be doing the things you do." Then he handed him some money and shit, and he shut the fuck up, didn't he?
Yeah, nah. Lucille and Charles out they fucking mind. And again, as I started off the conversation, Meech told him I'm selling dope. Hey, Demetrius, get the fuck out this house. Terry, I'm selling dope.
Well, we Terry, could save him. Save him.
Fuck out of here.
Fucking at the fuck all. At the fuck all. Like, nah, I'm sorry. Listen, money is money, whether no matter how you got it, and we need it. So I'm not about to sit here and look like a fucking broke down ass motherfucker when my
Yeah,
sons are out here bringing home. Remember what Terry said? Terry said I can make $20,000 a week or some shit.
yeah.
Baby, no, he paid off the fucking house.
And the thing about it, like a brand new house here, we'll say 2 stories because they do have a
They do have
2-story
a
house.
two-story house.
So it's like depending on where you live, you look at it anywhere from $250 to $400,000. That same fucking house, you pick it up and drop it in the middle of Detroit. That shit is like $30,000 to $40,000.
And then here's the
No
thing:
fucking
you
lie.
also have to remember. Remember, Charles said he built that house with his bare motherfucking hands.
That's why the shit ain't done. That nigga don't finish nothing but a nut. That nigga don't finish nothing but a nut.
That you fucking. She told Charles, and I motherfucking quote. She told Charles, she said, "You going over here to fix her? Well, when you gonna fix ours,
Goddamn
baby?"
shame.
She need to spit the fuck on Charles and slap the fuck out that nigga. Then did you peep how he said, "I am not sleeping with sister. What's her face? No, motherfucker, because you sleeping with the neighbor. You nasty bitch.
He didn't
Dirty
say he
dick
wouldn't sleep with
ass.
nobody else. He just said he wasn't fucking with a homegirl.
Dirty dick ass. Boy, I could have. Woo. No.
I don't know. You got anything else?
I do not. So, with that being
We'll talk
said,
Snowfall and Bel Air next time and
yes,
whatever the
we
fuck else is
definitely
going on
will.
in current pop culture.
Yep, and because obviously there's something new every motherfucking week.
Every time you fucking turn around.
Right. So
every time you turn around.
This episode was brought to you by Bree and D. And
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in with us today. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Well, not seeing, but talking.
We'll talk with you later.
Exactly. So,
all right, guys.
Off.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Good night.
Peace.